Wagwan people, we're back at it again with Unfitered Lives because we don't take any else. You understand me? It's Mr. Delicacy.
Sim 5.
And you know, we bring the one and only, we bring cool people on here, musicians, entrepreneurs, people we want you to meet. And we've got the one and only.
Yo, what's going on? It's Neel Wani.
Yes, sir. You said it kind of like innocent, but you know what I'm saying? But we've got the one and only Neel Wani over here, musician, artist, all around cool guy from what I've seen here today.
Oh.
But Wagwan, how's your day? How's your day going, bro?
Day's going great.
Okay.
Especially when I came here, we've been having a lot of fun here.
Yeah,
really.
he's been saying this phrase called like "relax your anus." It's kind of weird.
Yeah, we can't get him to stop saying
I don't
it.
know, like it's relax your anus.
So that's what I'm gonna be known
Yeah.
for. I'm gonna be known for your catchphrase.
Relax.
No, okay, but obviously I'm going to start off with the question I've been asking every musician, especially because, you know what I'm saying, now there's been a little update with the thing, but Drake or Kendrick Lamar? The beef. What go on? Who do you think win?
Kendrick.
Okay, all right, cool.
We need to know why.
Yeah, why? Why do you think
I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really need to be discussed. Like those songs that he dropped, the diss tracks were insane.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
there were many as well.
Mm-hmm.
There was the one, it's kind of crazy. I actually have only listened to it a couple of times with the album cover with a bunch of people or a bunch of pinpoints. What's that one called?
Hold on.
I didn't get into it like
I know
that.
there's like
That's what I'm saying. I didn't
get into
either.
it like
So I don't
like
know what
that.
it's.
There's is it the Gray what's it, Audrey Graham? I don't know. Meet the Grahams?
Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grahams.
Yeah.
Maybe I've literally, this is the first time I've heard, and
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
probably gonna look it up. But the one that I heard Euphoria.
Euphoria.
Yo.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I would hate to be on the receiving end of that.
I'm saying my worst one was probably Meet the Graham because like there's nobody. I don't care if we're beefing. Nobody can sit my kid down and say your father is trash. We have to put hands on you.
Yeah.
I have to see you see a man about a meal. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Bro was a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
Did he ever say anything? I haven't heard
He
anything.
came out with the whole track.
A whole track
He
to
came out
Kendrick's
with
like
a
10.
return track.
So
yeah.
Drake
Wow.
dropped a song, and then 30 minutes later Kendrick dropped one song, and then there was no response to that. So Kendrick dropped again. He was like, all right, cool, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the stadium full of like 250,000 people singing the same song would have been like the indicator for me to.
Yeah, exactly. And now
And so maybe
now
that's why,
Kendrick is going to be performing in the NFL, so you're going to have 200 million people. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Believe that.
That's crazy to me.
Believe that.
I don't know if you lot saw this recently, but J. Cole released a song. What's it called? And he was basically saying that nonchalant, he wasn't directly, but he's kind of saying that basically I pulled out because one thing I would have won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Secondly, that he would have gained, like, because him and Kendrick are really close. Him and Drake are also really close.
Yeah.
So he was saying that he would have gained a foe if he actually went in. Like, what do you think about that? Like,
I saw that, and I think that's just kind of the guy that J. Cole is. Like, he's
Yeah.
always kind of just been that way,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, Buddy's not out for clout.
He's not out for clout. He's
Yeah.
not out for fame. I literally feel like I'm quoting his lyrics. He's like, "'Cause none of my shit ain't sounding the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Child,
Middle child.
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. J. Cole's a whole different, like, don't touch him.
Yeah.
Don't touch. He's like Eminem. It's like
That's the privilege of being a lyricist in this game, though.
That's what I'm
I think
saying.
people-
My thing with that was like, so my whole thing was a few things, right? The song he dropped against Kendrick Lamar, it takes a lot to write a rap song, right?
Yeah.
It takes a few, you got to write it down, get your lyrics together, this and that, and then to drop it on your YouTube channel and then to delete it. It's like, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. But my question was more like, do you think it would have been more as entertaining if it was Kendrick versus J. Cole? Because I generally don't think. I think the allure of what made this thing so big was because Drake.
They're extremes.
Yeah, I'm saying
They're both extremes of what they
are. If you want a commercial hit, you go to Drake. If you want like a proper, like you want to be talking about something, that's not to say Kendrick can't make a hit.
Or look at Cole, how he goes into the underground and creates these albums with these other people.
Exactly.
You know?
But I don't think. Do you think it would have been as big if it was Kendrick versus J. Cole?
Bigger.
I think it would have been bigger.
Maybe a little bigger.
Really?
I
J.
think the lyrical
Cole,
warfare would have been better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have all of those people that are like, yo, these guys are actually talking about real stuff too.
Yes,
like I don't know,
Yeah.
Of course, Kendrick has all the stuff that he's talking about. That's obviously very real. Drake's not really coming out with a response. J. Cole and Kendrick, it would have been like rapid fire, bro.
Did it affect the type of music you're making?
Yeah, absolutely. I made a song about how I was feeling around the time too.
Oh, okay.
I remember hearing that. That's actually really good.
Which I was rapping about it a little bit, just because it was like, I kind of thought it was like a whole industry plant type situation. To be honest,
you think they did it on purpose?
I mean, a little bit.
I feel like he may have started out like that, but I feel like Kendrick midway is like, I actually don't like this guy. Yeah,
no. Of course. But I think it started out that way.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for these guys to be beefing, anyways. Like, they both were independently doing their own things. Of course, Kendrick, like, kind of dipped out for a while.
Yeah, he always does that. But
that's just that's who he is. And Drake was just the poster boy for, I don't know.
But like, obviously,
look, I gotta ask you a question though. You came here and you're wearing that star. What does that represent? What is that star? Is that the Dallas Cowboys star?
Is that the Astros?
I'm gonna need to know.
What's going on?
It's not. I mean, I haven't. So my dad gave this to me when we went to Mexico.
And y'all travel a lot, right?
Yeah, we do travel a lot. I didn't get to go on that trip, unfortunately, but he brought it back for me. I think it, might represent the Cowboys, but it's dope.
It's blasphemy.
It's nice. I mean,
he came to this Houston podcast with the Dallas Cowboys star on. I just want you all to know.
Hey, man, I am a Dallas Cowboys fan, though.
Okay.
No, more
y'all want to hear a crazy
Texas team.
story?
Yeah, what going?
That happened. So I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, right?
Mhm.
I went to Vegas for, I think it was 2023.
Last year.
Yeah, it was last year for the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
We went to the Pro Bowl. DeMarcus Ware.
Okay.
He was a defensive lineman of the Cowboys.
Okay.
Hall of Famer now.
Okay.
He got inducted into the Hall of Fame that night, right?
Oh shoot.
So
okay.
I'm actually wearing his jersey because I know he's going to be there. He's like on the staff of the football team. So that's who I'm a DeMarcus Ware fan.
Okay.
I've had that jersey
both
for
in
like
Vegas,
10,
lingering
15
around.
years.
Yeah.
We're walking the streets at night. I'm wearing that jersey, right? I'm walking down the strip. This guy just starts looking at me, and I also have a nice jacket on. I have my, Versace jacket on. So it's a nice jacket.
Yeah.
And so but then I walked a little closer and he's this like massive human being.
And this is a massive human being saying,
I'm like 6 foot. Yeah. Like I'm not small. I looked up and it's DeMarcus Ware.
Yo.
Literally.
Yeah.
One of my reason I like football.
Yeah.
Reason I love the Cowboys as well. And so I got a picture with him and
is it law of attraction cool like that?
dude, it is. It was insane.
Dope, bro.
Low key, I also think I saw Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
But he had a hoodie on with a bunch of people, and
So
I was
you're
like,
not too short. Yeah.
well, I was like, Tyreek, and he looked at me, or he looked my way and
yeah.
smiled. So I was like 99%
Bro
sure.
went on a Vegas trip and came back and tells me he sang with the Blue Man Group or something.
Oh, I also
Like,
got to sing with the Jabberwockies. Yeah.
and do some of the, I'm saying, bro, what
Yeah,
did
it
you
was
just
real
go have a
cool. It
whole
was
heck
real
of a
cool.
time?
Why'd you come back?
I'm saying.
What's going on?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was a
but
good
let's
time.
let's get into your music, obviously, because that's
Yeah.
why we came to discuss here. What's your genre? Because like I said, I was looking on your page and it's a little sneaky thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was looking on there and you do. I saw rap. I saw rock. Like what's your bread and butter? Like what do you prefer to make?
Absolutely, yeah. So I would say bread and butter, hip hop.
Okay,
That's
okay.
just where my passion is and where my passion lies.
Okay.
I have a lot of inspirations though from like rock and roll and punk as well, and
Okay.
classic.
What are those?
hip-hop. Shout out band called Secrets.
Secrets,
They're
okay.
they're like a punk rock band.
Okay.
They're hard. I also have a lot of inspiration from the Fray, which
Okay.
I think you guys have learned about me as well. It was a big family thing. We would go to those concerts every year for a long time.
It's the How to Stay Alive song.
How to
right?
Stay Alive,
Yeah,
and
okay.
Over My Head. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Juice WRLD's another one. Going
Okay.
through some personal things. His music just spoke to me, and it was
You
there.
and my brother, but me personally, that's not my kind of music. But my brother loved him.
Yeah, man.
Some Juice WRLD, bro.
I find that he has at least one or two songs
Anybody
that
can relate to.
exactly.
Man,
Yeah.
my 8-year-old's
Exactly.
favorite artist is
Juice WRLD,
bro.
really?
Yeah.
Very
That's
diverse.
unfortunate. He got
And
rest in
I'm
peace,
not,
brother.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I like blast Juice WRLD all day, every day as well, but he was an artist that I was just really able to connect to, and a lot of the reason I started recording as well.
Is it the vulnerability or just
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the ability to really like express who you are and be like real with what's going on in your situation. Like, there's been so many like post videos that show like homie was asking for help, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he really was, especially in his music. Like he's asking for help, and like
we don't realize that at the time, and it's unfortunate.
No one gives a fuck. Everyone around him really cares about the money, and you know.
Well, it's like real fans like you and people that enjoy his music. They're gonna keep his legacy alive like that.
We get it, you know.
Yeah.
And I get that a lot of people see him as like, you know, junkie music, but you know, it's I find that it can be a little deeper than that. So.
And can I ask, how does it feel when you're performing? Because like I said, I saw on your thing, there's a few clips of you and people actually singing back your music, your lyric. How does that feel? I've never had that feeling. How does that feel?
It's amazing. It's one thing, you know, we've all performed at places where we're just showing off our music, but it's one thing to actually see fans come out, take the time to really listen to your music, really get to know like what you're saying, what you're talking about. And that was like, oh my God, even thinking about it, like I'm getting chills, I'm getting goosebumps. Like it was insane.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It was unreal. I mean, you were there.
Yeah.
You remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in shock for days,
so we were
bro.
I had a club promoter, friend of mine, reach out and say they want to throw me a birthday party at this club. So we did, and I had him perform and some other friends and stuff like that. And he really did a great job. It was his first performance ever, but he nailed it. And there's some iconic clips of that night on his page you'll find and stuff like that. But
that's amazing.
It was insane.
Everyone
came out. Everyone showed love. That was another thing.
Yeah,
because like all of us, I'm big on love. We gotta show love, and we gotta give love. Everything's based on love. You know.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. I mean, me because the only thing I do like performance wise, I do like host. And I do stand-up comedy, but I've never had, I can't imagine how it would be like lyrics that I spent time, especially when you put your passion and your life into this, and then like all of a sudden people are singing it back to you and you're just looking at them. Like that sounds like an amazing experience. I would love to, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to do music, but I would love, it's something that's,
although we were debating.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We were debating.
I mean, that's because I could do a little something, praise God, but I don't, you know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Leave that open, man. Come on.
All right. So, nowadays, what do you find yourself listening to?
Oh gosh,
because you said back then it was the Fray, Secrets. What do you find yourself listening to now?
Honestly, I don't listen to much music nowadays.
Really?
Yeah, to be honest, like we just listened to La Russell's new album, which was actually really fire. I enjoyed that. I'm probably
shout out La Russell.
Yeah, shout out La Russell.
Shout out the Bay.
But I don't know. I did just finish an audiobook.
Oh,
fire.
Okay.
It was something about habits by Charles Duhigg. It was really good though.
There's so many.
There's so many audiobooks. But I like to listen to those when I run. So
okay, all right, fair. Where are you from? Like, what's your ethnicity?
So I'm Indian.
And you're like what, Gujarati or
Gujarat? Yeah.
Okay. Do you
yeah.
Do you see that? Do you ever
I'm like half Patel.
Half Patel. Okay, cool.
Basically.
Okay. Do you ever like see that or express that in your music, or does it ever? Have you ever like let me drop a fire Indian track or whatever? Like has that ever happened?
So to be honest, I haven't dropped anything, but I do actually. I was showing you the other day. I had a very Indian inspired beat.
Okay.
And I think I actually really want to. Remember, I played that for you, and I think I really want to build on that because, that's obviously a big part of my culture. I'm literally going to an Indian event after this. Like,
we should touch on that. The Indians are killing the rap game right now. 10 toes in, standing on big hammer, killing
big
it.
Stepper, underground method.
Dude, that song is everywhere.
He lived here for a little while.
I know.
He's from Houston for a little while.
Well, he's what?
Yeah. From Houston maybe, but he lived here
came
for a
to
little
Houston
while.
for a bit.
Really?
That's what I heard.
That makes sense,
and there's a shout out Foreign Beggars. You know what I mean? Shout out. There's some more really legendary Indian MCs
that
in
was
the
insane.
game.
You know what I love about this music stuff? Because I feel like it changes the perspective of a lot of things. Like, for instance, now, as an African, like, I'm half Nigerian, half Cameroonian, but like, I want to say 8, 9, 10 years ago, it wasn't cool to be African. It was not a thing where it was like, oh, this is, you know what I'm saying? I want to say now that the music is more popular, we've had, a couple of Black Panther movies, praise God, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I feel like now it's a big thing to be African. It's a cool thing to be African. And I'm seeing the same thing with a lot of like Asians, but more like the Asian looking Asians. No, hold on, wait a minute.
Matt, come over here. I need some verification.
This is not. No, I mean more like, you know what I mean.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Good. I taught you well, bro.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
I taught you well, bro.
Hey man,
That's how you do good PR, folks.
I just want
Right
to
there.
also say,
Yeah.
I want to refer back to the beginning where you said that whole rest my anus thing was my idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, touch on that too.
Now I want to address everyone else and just say, maybe it wasn't.
Okay, but what I was trying to say was, do you
He's
think
kind of a
that
clown.
that was the same thing that happened with? Do you think that happened with? Did you ever experience, I guess, like discrimination because you're Indian? Do you think it's changing now, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I literally, bro, I don't remember exactly where, but we were skiing / snow. I snowboard.
Okay.
I don't ski.
Okay.
And we were like waiting to go get food. I don't even know if I told you, but we were waiting to go get food, and we put our skis down and stuff. And this guy like kicked one of my friend's skis. She was a girl, and like they kind of got into it. And he was like walking off, and he said some shit like some stuff like "go back to India" or like something like that. And so me and my boy heard that, and we were like, "Yo," like so we started approaching, and he kept Now people don't do that. It's kind of interesting. Like I mean, people might do that. Like,
of course.
They're not going to stop.
There's for sure
but
idiots in the world.
Yeah,
still.
of course.
Yeah.
People do that. I mean, but it's definitely, like you said, a little bit cooler to be Indian,
it's cooler to be
right?
foreign in general.
Yeah, it's cool to be foreign. Like people generally are not necessarily impressed, but engaged with your culture.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like a lot of people love to hear about the Indian culture, and I'm very proud to be of that heritage.
Yeah, because I remember like coming to America, obviously with the British and African accent like fighting each other. It was like a thing where they're like, oh, look at this guy, the African booty scratcher. And here's my thing, right? And the part of Nigeria I grew up in, they teach you to, if you have a problem with somebody, you go confront them. You know what I'm saying? We're not being around the bush. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
So obviously, so whenever somebody was like, "Oh, look at this African booty scratcher," I had to slap them. I'll be honest, kids were getting slapped left and right.
There you go, bro.
I promise
That's how you handle that shit, bro.
I'm sure, but hey, I had a lot of practice from home, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man. Kids were getting slapped left and right, to be honest.
Thank you for humbling Americans. Appreciate it,
But
bro.
now it's the thing like, oh, where are you from? You know what I'm saying? I mean, but it was also a thing where like I kind of forced myself to learn the American accent because, again, I was seeing it as like, oh, it's not cool to be different. It's not cool.
I think because everybody comes here, we have this weird preconceived notion that like this is the standard. But we're also foreigners when we go places, Americans.
Yeah.
I would like you to know that. And like the people that we like to point our fingers at and call terrorists, when we go to their lands, we're the terrorists.
Absolutely.
Literally.
Just to let you know.
Yeah. I think a lot of the time Americans feel like they're the center of the world. Like you watch the
everything's
news.
just happening here for some reason.
And because you watch the news and they'll be like, and the whole world is watching the P. Diddy case.
Yeah, no.
We don't have light in Nigeria, okay?
No.
We got other stuff to be worried about.
Exactly.
Like, I got to clock in, I got to pay bills. Like, I'm not even watching it, to be perfectly honest. So it's kind of weird. Let me go, but going back to your music,
Thanks
though.
for speaking on that, though.
Of course,
On the real, though.
but going back to your music though, if there's a song, do you have a favorite body of work? I think you have about 2 albums out, 1 album. How many albums you got out?
I have 1 album out right now.
Okay.
Everybody's Heartbreak, and then I've got a bunch of singles out right now.
Yes.
As well.
Okay.
So,
if there was a song that you could get like anybody to listen to, like you could play a track for like your favorite musician right now, what song would that be, and why would you pick that song?
I'd probably play Nameless for a couple of reasons. One, sends a good message. You know, I think it shows a vulnerable side of me, and kind of, just shows that someone like me can, achieve stuff, like, and do stuff and do cool things. I think also Matt was also on it, and he spit a fire verse as well.
Okay.
Thanks, bro.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
But I'm gonna perform it. I also think it's like, kind of a. How do I say this? It's kind of like a look onto how I feel about things. Sorry, I kind of got off track in my mind. Nameless.
You're good.
We're talking about Nameless. It's referring to how, like, this game is not really about the fame. It's not about the money. And kind of like what you touched on earlier, it's about like reaching out and helping people that are really suffering.
Yeah.
Like really going through it. I mean,
Yeah.
we were talking about things earlier. Like, I mean, before I call my therapist, check out his Instagram. You know,
Yeah.
the newest update. It's, I mean, I don't even really want to talk about it, but
Okay.
there's real stuff going on, and you know, musicians have a huge influence. Like,
Of course.
honestly, I hate to bring this up, but I heard Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting that's like, I don't know. It was just interesting.
Speak on it. Like, speak
You want
on
me
it.
to speak
It's
on
okay.
it? I don't know.
Yeah.
She has such an influence on people, right?
Yes.
Right.
And the problem with a lot of these things is people aren't educated.
Yeah.
You
Of
know,
course,
people don't really know what's
do the
going on.
research.
They don't do their own research.
That's right.
And so I'm not necessarily saying that she's right or wrong for endorsing somebody, but her influence is gonna
It carries a lot of weight, basically.
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So influencers and people that are in a position of power, be careful how you speak out against things and what you represent.
It's
Make
just-
sure you.
yeah, you
know.
have to realize the spotlight is on you all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you got to be careful with what you say. And maybe, you know, she's obviously very smart and maybe she
Yeah.
had a reason for doing that, but it's just interesting to me. you
Also,
know?
I feel like a lot of Taylor Swift fans are like
interesting.
15-year-old white girls. I don't think
That's
Nah,
true,
dude.
too.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
but she's grown up, so she does have
I
a
disagree,
older fan
dude.
base.
You
now.
think you disagree?
Yeah, she's got a fan base that's massive. I mean,
Yeah.
all ages.
Okay.
All ages.
Fair. And for
Everybody
the,
listens to
the
Taylor.
initial question. So, like, what musician would you play your song for if you had the opportunity, like a top musician? Like, who would you want to play it for?
I mean,
Adam
you know,
Levine.
there's
I feel like it
always
could be cool.
there's always like a Juice WRLD aspect to that question, right? But
Mm.
there's never the chance for that. Right now, I don't really know, to be
No.
honest. I mean, that's a deep question.
Yeah.
I feel like
Does that mean you're making music for yourself?
I am. In a
Okay.
way, I am. I mean, a lot of the times, music is kind of just a stress reliever for me.
Of
I
course,
mean,
of
it's
course.
something that I've known since I was, before I could remember. My
Yeah.
mom used to force me and my sister to play the piano.
Okay.
Thank you,
we
Mom.
I've
hated
heard, is
it.
that an Asian thing? I
It
feel like I've
is.
heard. Okay, yeah.
It is.
Okay.
We hated it.
Are you good at math too?
Oh God.
Are you good at math? I gotta
I'm
know.
aight.
I'm just asking you straight up. I just know.
No. I know what you mean. I'm okay myself. I'm
Okay.
like I can
Okay.
do basic math. I'm not stupid.
Okay, so for the
But, like,
stereotypes out there, so y'all know, we could just touch on all
I
those
can
points to
do
get that out of
math,
the way.
Like,
Let's just get that out of the
I
way
can
real
do
quick.
math.
like you pop me with a calculus question, I'll probably struggle,
You know what
but
I'm
I might, you know.
No, but look, I think your creative process speaks to a lot of people's right now because we do have this access where you can go buy a microphone and start
Yeah.
recording yourself. Shoot, you don't even have to buy a microphone. You can have an iPhone and do that.
Sometimes you get it off of Temu.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Sometimes you
saying?
get it out.
Sometimes you get it off the team here, you know, right,
But
Ruby?
seriously, people need to exercise that. Like, they don't
Yeah.
realize that that's a good outlet. Like,
It is.
a lot of people that would maybe go do something bad, try music.
Yeah.
Go and dump your energy, your anger, your passion into music and see how it serves you. And it might serve you better than, picking up a gun and hurting somebody,
Yeah.
I mean, I just think like we all have smartphones, right?
Yeah.
GarageBand / whatever is on Android is
Boom.
free.
Exactly.
And I remember you've introduced me to people that have made masterpieces on GarageBand.
Well, look at
It's
the production
ridiculous.
now is all distorted. People they're
Yeah.
looking to
They're
destroy
looking to-
their production now. So, man, you
The
can do whatever you want and just try things. Just try things.
Try
Everybody
things.
needs
You
to
never know
try
what you're good
things.
at, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. But besides the music thing, have you like been getting into? I think I said you've been running. You were getting into fitness.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
go on.
I am proud to say that I am a 4-time half marathon finisher. So
4 times.
4 times. It was actually a really cool journey. So I was born with a weird thing in my hip that at a certain point,
Your sister just laughed.
I
just
know
want-
because she sucks, but it at one point she laughs because of the name
Yeah,
of
weird
it.
thing in your hip. Yeah, that does sound kind of crazy.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But
No Diddy.
basically,
Diddy,
the
yeah.
doctors at one point told me that I wouldn't be able to run,
Oh, okay.
and that sucked because running was another outlet for me. You know,
Yeah.
running was another form of and another healthy form of exercising whatever demons I had in my heart and head.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So what's the running form like? Does it look? Did it affect the hip? Did it affect?
yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
he
I
puts
like
pain on that
couldn't
thing.
walk for
Yeah.
like a week, and
Jesus.
like it caused tears in my a bunch of muscles. So
Yeah.
like they were like, just don't run. But I kind of thankful to Fleet Feet, which is a running shoe company. They are really able to get you right in terms of running, and I was able to find some shoes and find some strategies that really worked for me. So
Yeah, he got around it because he's running
was-
like 7-8 miles a day type stuff.
yeah, it was
That's
life changing.
Yeah.
To be honest,
at
it
once.
wasn't just about
That's
the
crazy.
running. It was about a mental thing for me.
Of
Like
course,
I made
of
a lot
course.
of music when I was in a dark place as well, which is all in archives, all in files. Like I don't release that because it's pretty negative.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
Okay, then.
it's pretty negative. It's pretty dark, and it's when I'm going through a dark time. But that's not really for people.
Yeah,
that's
it's
for me,
more for you to
know?
release it out instead of
Yeah,
pause.
it's like the worst production you'll ever hear. But
I'm
playing, I'm playing.
The point
It's-
is just getting it out there. You know what I'm saying? Before we wrap this up, is there anything you want to shout out? Anything you got coming up?
Yeah,
going
where
on?
can we find you?
Yeah, where can we find?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube, any social media platform. Neel Wani, NeelWani.
All
You
right,
look that
fair,
up,
fair,
you're gonna
fair.
find me.
All right, then. Anything coming up? Any projects coming up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do
Look
have
up Neo
projects coming out.
Boffum too.
Look up Neo Boffum, too.
NeoBoffM.
Yeah, we got a really cool opportunity to go work with some really cool musicians and produce 6-song.
Yeah, I think it's 6 or 7.
EP.
Oh, okay.
So
That
it's
is
really good, and a lot of the vulnerability stuff we talked about is definitely expressed through that as well. So
Okay. All right. Fair. Thank you lot so much for watching. I've been Mr. Delicacy.
Simfai.
and this is Neel Wani.
And we'll catch you later on Unfitered Lives because we don't take any L's.
That's right.